I'm not here to make a record, you dumb cracker. They broadcast me out on the radio.
We're going to try something new and innovative on episode 51 of The Mean Geek.
It's really not that innovative. I mean,
it is for us, seeing as how we never change no shit up.
It's not true. I've never worn this shirt before.
That's really got nothing to do with the content of the podcast. It's not a video podcast. At any rate, we're going to try reviewing books while shooting zombies. And we've got
really branching into new territory tonight.
Well, you know, two great tastes that taste great together. Got a spitter dead. Got a boatload of zombies coming down the hallway, and Joel can't kill them. Smack him! Smack him! So, Arcade in Fantastic Four 580. Was it nice to see him back again?
No.
I love Arcade. What are you talking about?
Why?
Because he's funny and stupid and lame.
Explain.
Like Howard the Duck?
Hey, he is nothing like Howard the Duck.
Nothing what?
He is nothing like Howard the Duck.
He's totally... Well, they're both lame.
Hey!
They're both underused. Come on. Aren't you the one that told me many episodes ago that murder in an amusement park was absolutely brilliant? Huh? Yeah. Wouldn't you love to go to Six Flags in Massachusetts and have to fight for your life against a guy in a huge bow tie and a white leisure suit? Wouldn't that be the highlight of your week?
Wow. Apparently my week sucks.
Your weeks usually do.
That's true. All right, explain the plot of this book to me.
All right. Well, he gets... Franklin is supposed to go out and get some new toys.
Yes, and he can't go with his dad.
He can't go with his dad, so he goes with Uncle Johnny, which is a pretty straightforward family-type deal. But Arcade now runs the toy store. So they have a couple of misadventures, and he pretends...
Now, keep going. Hold on. You're glossing over everything that's truly horrible. First off, why does Arcade run the toy store?
Because he's supposedly gone legit and given up murder for hire in amusement parks.
So that he can make toys?
Yes.
And what special deal has he made?
The toys kill. Come on.
No. That's the saddest, most, it's like top 5 cliches, really.
You're not into the arcade.
Well, no. Here, who's he team up with to make these toys?
Who does he team up with?
The Impossible
Man from Pop-Ya-Pup.
Really? That's you know the name of the planet?
Don't you?
No.
You know everything else in the universe, you schmuck.
You know what? I know useful facts. Well, that's not true.
That's up in the air right there. So he teams up with the Impossible Man
to make Impossible Man toys. And Impossible
which have
Man
little
cookies,
bits of little Impossible Man essence in them,
which is disgusting. I believe I just shot a zombie in the knee. I think that's a first.
I like shooting him in the crotch.
Of course you do.
It's funnier. It's even funnier to shoot him in the ass.
You also like to shoot the female ones up the skirt.
Well, I knock him down. That's where the sights end up. What are you gonna do? Get the chainsaw, man. Get the chainsaw.
Fuck the chainsaw. Get gas.
So?
You got the sword, man. Why throw away the sword?
You guys suck. No, it was light. It was a palate cleanser. It was a nice break before, going back to the Council of Reeds. And a nice cliffhanger about getting the whole Ben Grimm thing back together.
Wow, we couldn't disagree more. Here's my take. First off, he teams up the Impossible Man to make Impossible Essence toys, which is appalling. Then, for no apparent reason, he uses these toys to kind of kill small children. And the fact that a Fantastic Four guy shows up, purely accidental.
Yeah.
So his entire plan was to kill children with Impossible Man toys, which is one of the dumbest plans of all time.
Sounds pretty basic to me. They're behind you again. That's what the red arrow says. They're behind you.
They were in front of me too, and those are the ones I'm shooting currently. Don't backseat zombie shoot.
You couldn't be a more retarded zombie killer. See, and there's a hunter. Get him. Smoker, smoker, smoker! God. Shoot things already. Get him. Kill him. So, Justice League Generation Lost.
Hold on, when I'm done. Are you really trying to convince me that the possibility of turning Ben Grimm back human is in some way a new and creative concept?
No. Did not say that at all. I said merely that it was a cliffhanger in this episode issue.
It's not worth going after the focus smoker. It's not about that old.
Yeah, he'll come back. He will come back to get you. See? Just like that. And now you're covered in smoker spit.
But he's dead.
You are nasty. So, no, I never said that it was new or innovative. I said it was in this issue, and they actually have a reason now. They've actually figured it out. Why Ben can't change back. It's his normal state now. That's his normal genetic structure now. It's not like the other powers, which are, what's that phrase? It's an on-off switch. You know, they
right.
turn it. They're normally human. They turn on their powers to become something else. He's now the reverse. So they have to turn on his reversion ability, which is a really twacked out circle of logic going on. But at least they got an explanation for it now. They're probably not going to make it last. Otherwise, you lose the pathos of Benjamin J. Grimm.
Oh, no, there's a whole new pathos of his turning back.
He never wants to go back to the thing again. He leaves the group, gets his own book where he hops on a motorcycle and sees the country. A lot like Cap. Right?
Walking the earth like an orange cane in Kung Fu.
Alright, so you didn't dig it. I thought it was just fine. You know, for once they did a standalone where they can get rid of the villain and call it even, and then move on to a plot thread that actually develops into something that's probably going to end up being important. Instead of just having 10,000 plot threads going on all at the same time, like any Claremont book.
Fair.
Right?
I suppose. I mean, you loved Claremont once upon a time.
Once upon a time, yes. 20 years ago. When he finished, I was done with him. I haven't regularly bought an X-Men book in 15 years.
You were a Sovereign Seven reader for a while, though.
Yeah, all 7 issues. Because it really didn't go much... Because I kept recatching things, entire sentences that he lifted from his own books back in X-Men days. And I'm like, I know that Cypher said that sentence.
Wow, a Cypher reference.
Listen to that. I know Danny Moonstar had that thought in issue fucking 36 when the Beyonder was there. I know. That sentence came from that fucking panel. I know it. So yeah, I had to give up on Claremont. But enough of that horse shit. Justice League Generation Lost 4. They finally meet up with one of the other missing people from that era. Except he's not really him anymore because old boy's dead.
When did Dimitri die exactly?
Dimitri died somewhere in the late 90s, I want to say. Not earlier than 95. Not later than the end of the series in like 98. So, he was a fun character. I missed him. But these new Rocket Reds, I don't know. They want to be kind of badasses. They want...
Rocket Red has always been kind of an Iron Man ripoff.
Well, yeah. But he was a funny one because he was always trying to get American pop culture, and he was like an actually funny Balky.
Really? Balky?
Sure.
That's what you want to go with?
What
Balky?
else you got? What am I going to say? A funny Yakov Smirnoff? That can't happen. It's not fucking possible, man.
America! What a country!
So, Generation Lost, are we digging this? I would like it a lot more if Winnick would make it a bit funnier.
I think the problem with this book for me is that it's so close to what I want it to be, and it's not that.
Yeah.
It's not the comedy book that it was, but it's got the same writer to a degree, it's got the same artist to a degree, it's so near where I want it to go.
And then it still gives me absolutely nothing funny. They're trying desperately to have Jaime Reyes being the comedy relief, but he wasn't making me laugh.
No, I mean, all he's doing is making me miss the other Blue Beetle.
Yes. It's making me wonder when they're going to bring back Ted. I want Ted. So, yeah.
So you're saying he'd be better off Ted?
Yes, he would be better off Ted. Yes, absolutely. That's correct. And Joel was like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? Better off Ted. Why would you reference that? Because it's a funny show, man. Smack them, then shoot them. Come on, smack them, shoot them.
All right, seriously?
Kids, we're in the... we've just gotten out of the hotel in Dead Center. And we have yet to get out to the street. Because the Rev won't smack something when he needs to get reloaded. Smack them, back up while you're reloading, shoot them. It's a tactic. It's recognized.
It's a recognized tactic?
Yeah. And he just got smacked by the
Shut
Charger.
up and next book.
Running commentary.
No.
Batman and Robin 13.
Hold on. With Generation X, how much longer are you giving this book at this point?
Well, I mean, it's a limited to begin with, and it's weekly, so I'm going to let it finish. I want to see... I would really appreciate it if they nailed Max again. Or at least took away his powers, you know, stopped him from fucking everybody over. Behind you. Oh, you're dead. You're dead. You're so totally dead. My turn. Pause. I'm waiting to be picked up out of the closet.
And not for the
Rev?
first time. But somebody has a defibrillator, so... All right, so...
Shock me!
Batman
Zap
and
me.
Robin 13.
Alright. Robin goes apeshit and tries to take on the fucking Joker by himself.
No, he
In
does.
the asylum.
I mean, he's in prison. He's trying to beat him to death, basically.
Yeah, because he's dumb. And I'm down to one weapon. Is that what that is?
No, the shotgun's behind you and the pipe bomb's in front of you.
Oh, I see. I've never been defibbed before. Because I've never died before. In a multiple... Oh shit, you left me with a fucking empty gun.
I was in the midst of dying, jackass.
So, can Damian get any more irritating? He was developing for a little bit there, and then he decided, no, you know what, I'm just gonna go off on my own, because he killed the last Robin, and I won't be that Robin. I won't be the dead Robin.
You won't be the dead Robin.
Well, you know, old boy won't. Oh shit, I'm down. Where's everybody else? Why aren't you shooting? Hey, fucko, come get me. Oh, Nick is down too. See, I saved Nick's ass. Now, come get me. So, Robin.
What about? I mean, I don't particularly care for this character.
I've never, I'll tell you that. He just irritated the shit out of me. This is an imperious little bastard. I'm in charge because my daddy's Batman. How can you get a whole lot lamer? Yeah, kill that motherfucking zombie. Are there any med packs in here? Oh man, you made me the redneck? You actually chose to be the redneck? You randomed it all?
Yep.
Fuck, why would you pick?
Well, so you don't be the redneck.
Why would you read that?
Anyway.
You're a redneck!
Oh,
Right, let's go find some med packs.
Now, do you think that you have a med pack?
I need more, obviously. Oh shit!
Guess you should have used it when you had the chance, buddy.
back up, back up.
I'm backing. Advanced sucks. One more and I'm out to fuck. So, you were saying?
Where is this Robin going to go when Bruce Wayne returns?
That's a damn good question and irritating, I'm sure.
Because I'm not sure they're going to have an interesting dynamic as a team.
No, he's going to try to give him orders and he's going to chafe at it. And He's gonna want to run off on his own because
Much
you
like
know,
now.
fucking Grayson's on his own, man. Fucking.
I'm pretty sure it's not going to sound like that, but
That's how I fucking hear him in my head.
What, stoned?
Batman. My dad's Batman. I don't have to deal with this. Don't you? How do you?
I really don't
what do
picture
you
his
hear?
voice in my
You hear
head.
little Lord Fauntleroy up in there?
Wow, it's a Lord Fauntleroy reference. That was unexpected.
Shoot her in the crotch. Oh, fuck you, jockey. Shit, the jockey got me. Hate those things. Yeah, so, you know, kind of see him. He's gonna have to go back with his mom, really. That's what else could they do? You know, where do you think they're gonna take him?
I don't know. I mean, I'm curious where it's going to go with that. You know, plus now we have Bruce Wayne with his son, which is a dynamic they played out a lot and never actually.
Ugh, I hate consoles.
All right. So, Batman and Robin, are you enjoying the book as a whole?
For the most part, sure. Every once in a while, Damien's characterization irritates me, but for the most part, it's good detective stuff. It's good adventure.
And this, of course, also has the return of almost every villain they've used in
Yes.
the book thus far.
Absolutely.
Your favorite Dr. Pig is coming
I
back.
don't like Dr. Pig. I don't know why you would say something like favorite. That's just dumb. Inaccurate. And what's that say about you that you would think that I would think that?
That I have amazing insight.
That's not it.
All right, so next book, Superman 700.
You know, I am really irritated with JMS with that book.
He did like 3 pages in this.
Oh, the 700. I was thinking 701. It was a little story about, you know, character development of Superman, little mood pieces that, oh, this Superman is like this, and it's got the, hi, little zombie, bye-bye, die. It's got the whole, what do you call that? The whole catalyst for him to be walking the planet. And there's another charger. You know, which is kind of weird. Why would Superman purposely ground himself? It's irritating to me that one woman could hack him off enough or affect him so completely that he would decide, you know what, I'm not close enough to the people of America. I need to walk
Again, like Kane and Kung Fu.
from Metropolis to San Francisco. Not deviating or going into Michigan or Idaho or anything. Straight across the heartland like the farm boy he is.
I take it this is in the next issue?
Yes, this is
Okay.
This is the next year of Superman.
Walking the earth and having
The
adventures.
next year.
Wow, there's a lot of Kane references so far.
Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it?
Now, are you buying Superman just because Straczynski's involved?
Yep.
Because you've never routinely bought a Superman book in the time I've known you.
Not for many years.
I have at least once or twice, but
Oh yeah, you had that whole Ed McGuinness run going on.
Yep.
You loved that all the hell and gone.
yeah, it was a great read.
Well, Ed McGuinness is a great artist.
All right, so it's going to take some serious improvement for you to continue with Superman, based on what you're telling me.
Well, I'm gonna give him a couple issues anyway. 4 or 5 at least. I mean, that's just fair.
But doesn't this whole concept remind you, and I haven't read it, because you're talking about a book that you've read and I have not, but
Well,
remind
it's in
you
the file.
of one of your least favorite JMS, the not Rising Star, but his second book, Midnight Nation.
Oh, I don't remember a goddamn thing about Midnight Nation.
You read it like last month.
No, I didn't. I didn't have that. When did I get that?
I lent it to you.
Midnight Nation. Did I even read that?
Apparently not.
I probably lied about reading it. Hey, what do you want?
You'll have to excuse Reverend. He's trying to cover for the Tech Jedi, who's currently Enthralled in Zombie Nation.
I'm just killing stuff, you know, that's what we do here.
Which brings us to our next book, Brightest Day 5, Hawkworld Revealed.
Yeah, you know, I've never had any real interest in Hawkworld. I've never had any real interest in Shiara or Katar Hall, whatever the fuck his name is. Totally never been impressed. Oh shit, that was a witch! Wow, and you just nailed her. I didn't know that was a witch. If I knew that was a witch, I'd have snuck by. Like a bright boy.
What you mean?
Oh, Joel, see? You're not a special guest or nothing. You don't get to be all impunitive with your words.
Yeah, he does.
No, he doesn't. So, yeah, I don't care about Hawkworld. If I cared about Carter and Shiera, I'd have been reading their books. I'd have been reading Legend of Hawkworld. I'd have been reading Rand Thanagar War.
Do you care about anything going on Brightest Day? They're trying the attempts to return Hawk and Dove.
You know, Hawk is now just a... I don't even know if you can call him a shill for, you know, a Republican mouthpiece. But he's just... You know, you don't have to be a conservative douchebag to be the arbiter of war.
Yeah, but you can.
You can be a warrior. You can just fight. You can be, you know, more Klingon than, you know, Glenn fucking Beck.
Yeah, but not every character has to be a
noble spirit.
right. You know, not every hero can be democratic. That's unlikely.
No, and I agree with that. That's just fine. Who wants to get the soda?
But
Joel.
that you have the chance now, if the brother and sister are revived, of double Hawk and double Dove.
That just sounds so fucking dirty. Holy shit, somebody got Nick already. Oh shit, that's a charger. Smack him, smack him, smack him.
Alright. And then, of course, you have Dead Man. I mean, where do you think Brightest Day is going?
Man, I'm so totally uncertain. Why isn't he dead yet? Are you done? Am I holding them off effectively enough for you? Do you got the fucking soda?
Dude, I'm almost back at the club.
Good. That's what I wanted to hear.
Oh, my Lord.
Because I'm leaving. Rochelle's got one fucking health point. I don't know what they're doing with Brightest Day. I thought it would be a whole lot more upbeat, and here it is damn near as dark and irritating as fucking Blackest Night ever was. I thought maybe a few more lighthearted adventures for a while.
No, not too much light in the Brightest Day.
Yeah, and that's irritating.
And
that's a
speaking of-
horrible tagline, but it's incredibly accurate. Oh, hi, how are you, Mr. Hunter? Right in the head.
Speaking of dark, we have...
Which is funny because my name is Hunter.
Moving on. We have Batman versus the Undead.
I'm totally done with that storyline. Well, I was going to save Rochelle, but now I need to be saved. Come on, Joel, hook bruv up. Down in the parking lot. Yeah, it's confusing. I don't know who the fuck the other main character is.
He's a vampire. And there's a Russian werewolf.
A Russian werewolf and
It's
a
very
vampire.
Twilighty.
That's one of the reasons I hate it so very, very much. Batman Confidential used to be about just solid Batman stories where you got some detectiving, you got a little bit of superhero adventure, and you got
Not having as much fun
not what as what?
with the book.
Oh, now? No, I'm not having as much fun as I was with the book. The only thing I really disliked in most of this run, or rather, in most of Batman Confidential, was that silly bad cop thing. I found that not drawn out because it was only 3 issues, but you know, longer than it needed to be, which I'm sure you agreed to.
Yeah, well, I just started doing-
Charger, damn it, get him off me.
at the end of
Thank you.
that run.
Appreciate that.
Is when I started reading that book. So I didn't read the entire Bad Cop
Fucking
run.
Jockey 2? Okay. Get him the fuck off me. So yeah, it was toward the end of the run where I started bringing them to you for that. But, you know, they were mostly solid. They were individual adventures.
I don't know. I've read the Russian Bear storyline.
I didn't mind the Russian Bear too much. I mean, it was a little too... I mean, it was definitely cliched. Oh, the big guy, he's, he needs to be understood, and he doesn't really want to hurt people. He was just brought up under bad circumstances. He's like the anti-Batman, except he feels, so he'll be bad, he'll feel remorse about being the big bad Russian mafia bear.
He'll come back for a second.
Now, do you like a Batman that actually fights supernatural things?
I don't mind him occasionally. I mean, Red Rain was great. Red Mist
Yeah, but that was an
great.
alternate.
Yeah, he was still a vampire himself.
But
so
no,
it was
but
mystical
this
shit.
is within the storyline ideal. Like, it's like Scooby-Doo suddenly finding a real ghost. You know?
Well, I mean, eventually, by his very nature, Batman's going to end up encountering those type of things. What are you waiting for? Get in the goddamn safe room.
Friggin' what's her face? How about that?
Get him in here. Get him in here. Get them all in here.
Wow.
So eventually, he's going to have to face a couple of things like that. So, I'm more than willing to accept it if it's a solid story. But don't draw it out. Thor, the Mighty Avenger, his origin. Because we don't know anything about him when he was not Thor in Asgard. Of course, if you've been reading this shit as long as I have, yeah, you fucking do.
Well, some people don't.
That's why they got Wikipedia. That's why they got Marvel Encyclopedia. They don't need a whole new miniseries to start from scratch and give us bad art and tell us oh, Thor wasn't humble enough. Oh, and then he met Jane and he fell in love with her and he was fjords.
So, not a big fan of that book.
No, I hated it. And it occurs to me I should mention this again. There's a lot of podcasts out there that refuse to say anything negative about a book for fear of driving away buyers, and then the writer and the artist got to starve in a garret and buy food stamps for blowing people, and just because I said I didn't like the art in Thor. But you know what? Forget that. I paid for it already. They got their dough. I didn't like it. It was a mistake for me to have bought that. I should have flipped through it a little more effectively. What can I tell you?
We've always been very clear on our feelings about sharing what we like and don't like, so I suppose no one can really fault you for...
And then you got the other guys who will do nothing but gush and just decide, you know what? Anything artsy, if it's remotely off to the side and transgressive. I heard one guy say he loved the transgressive stuff this week. And I'm like, really? Transgressive? Is that where you're going from? I'm getting there.
Yeah.
I'm drinking. Oh, hey, you might want to... transgressive is a fancy way of saying over-the-top nasty. That which will offend your sensibilities. It transgresses across the supposed moral lines of the average American who, just wants to have some white bread sandwiches and guy spent way too much fucking
What
time in
a
college.
decisive view on the average American and their white bread sandwich
Hey,
fetish.
you listen to this guy talk, that's exactly what he's trying to say.
Oh, man. All right, moving on, we have Entertainment, The Last Zombie.
Mildly intriguing, but
AJ, turn around.
But shout out when it's not like I got a rear view mirror, motherfucker. Just say that. Why do you think I was like, get him off me, get him off me, get him off me? You got to let your teammates know what's going on. Get him off me. See, get the hunter off me. Anyway, it was intriguing. I'm not sure I need to buy another one. I'm not sure I can find another one. But not remotely what I'd call compelling.
Are there too many zombie books at this point?
Oh shit, there's a witch. Hang on. Oh shit, who did that?
I didn't know she was a witch.
Was she puking?
I don't know. She looked like a zombie to me.
Well, she is a zombie technically.
She looked like a normal boring ass zombie. So I started shooting her. I kept shooting because she didn't die.
Okay.
That should have been your fucking clue.
Well,
oh, spitter!
Acid on dead.
Bill, your turn.
Well, someone help you out.
Well, oh no, you're not dead. You're just down.
I fell down in the acid. I thought I was dead.
Superman, Batman, 73.
Worship. Concluding the worship storyline, where Lex Luthor has actually convinced a planet.
Not concluding.
Yeah, because the next one, it's not really a factor anymore. There's fallout from it, but it's not strictly the next line in the arc.
Yeah, but Luthor hasn't even gone to the planet yet in this, which is the next step.
Yeah, well, he sends a... Well, we'll cover that next time.
Oh, you've read it.
Yeah. Whoa, hey, how are you? Come on. Only got 200 rounds left. We gotta go. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Superman Batman used to be a lot more fun than this. It was definitely, as you've said before, it was definitely world's finest. And it had a light, no consequences type feel to it, which I was quite happy with, because, you know...
You're a no consequences kind of cat.
Well, yeah. Couple 3 issues, story's done, move on to the next one. I like that style. Not everything's got to be Babylon 5, where it's got to be plotted out from beginning to end.
You love Babylon 5 and Lost.
Yeah, I do, but not everything has to be constructed that way.
That's true.
I get a kick out of things like that, but not every damn book I read.
But the 2 books like that you read are Batman Confidential and Superman Batman, and they both seem to be not doing it for you.
Yeah,
lately.
they're not moving forward the way they were. So,
Which brings us to Tom Strong and the Robots of
I
Doom.
so dearly love my Tom Strong. It is such a great book. I don't care who's doing it. They kept the same feel really well. I almost didn't realize it wasn't. I saw on the cover that it wasn't old Alan, but it totally felt like any Alan Moore written Tom Strong I've ever read. I was quite happy. Although Ruprecht or Albrecht or whatever the fuck his name is, he's a bit of a douche.
He's a Nazi strongman. Of course he's a douche.
Well, there are levels of douche. You don't have to be, an imperialist fascist douche on top of
You
it.
do when you're a Nazi. I mean, once you bring Nazi into the equation, douche is pretty much a foregone conclusion.
Damn! Tank, and I've got 9 health left. I'm coming for you, Shovel Fighter. And I'm getting smacked. Oh, shit! Oh, zombies from the back! Ah! Oh, shit, I'm still alive! Holy shit, how did we live?
Oh, man. But now, what do you think?
Oh.
Alright, this is a failed experiment.
Oh, this is great. This is great. We're all dead.
Somebody survived.
She's not surviving. Once the 2 main players are done, it's over.
Jesus Christ, you're no fun.
I was looking right at her. She had a half a health point left. She was not surviving.
You are no fun, though. He's got a point.
Yeah, well, what can I tell you? We're a half hour in. Tom Strong. Lovely book.
Wow.
What?
Host.
You're doing fine. I know you don't like iZombie, but number 3, I'm digging iZombie. It's easy going. It's got a little tiny bit of mystery to it. It's not over the top with the gore. What? What do you want?
It's
What?
definitely not over the top of the gore. I'll give you that much.
And it is fun. You got the innocent, you got the zombie chick who takes on memories, and the people who love Chew ought to just be fucking dying over
You know
her.
there's going to be a TV series based on Chew?
Bullshit. Really?
Chew TV.
Don't. No. Where the hell did you read that? I don't believe you.
There's going to be a TV series. I don't know. I doubt it'll be called Chew TV. I mean, that was my own little addition, but...
No, I think that would be a terrible idea.
I don't think they're really checking with you before they make these things.
Where did you read that?
I don't remember. I just read it.
You made it
I read
up.
things. Look into it.
You're totally making it up.
Look into it.
That book sells 3,500 copies a month. How is it going to make a TV show?
The Losers was a movie.
The Losers has been around since the 60s.
That was not the one that I made a movie based on. There was no one-legged ship captain in World War II.
The current Losers was a reimagining.
Right, a 6-issue
But they
miniseries
started
or so.
from the rest of the Losers.
Sarge, Gunner, Johnny Cloud, and Captain Storm. Don't.
Johnny Cloud and Storm. That's fucking phenomenal.
Oh, because Sarge and Gunner was so much better?
Sounds like a G.I. Joe team.
Really does.
Yeah. Wonder if Hasbro was paying attention to DC in the 60s.
Everybody was paying attention to DC in the 60s.
I still don't get how you don't like Zombie.
Check that out.
iZombie. See, it's just your natural... It's just your natural non-zombiness that's killing it for you. That's what it is. And the fact that it's all red should have tipped you to it right there. You're a huge all red fan.
I do like All Red a lot. And you know what? Maybe I have to... I did not load this issue. I'm just not... It just, to me, it's quirky for quirky's sake.
Oh, because you've never read anything like that.
Name one. One thing. Don't even go Howard the Duck. I'll throw something at you. I swear to God.
Oh, I don't know. What do you read these days?
Whatever you bring.
Because it's free, right?
That's a big part of
That's
it, yes.
pretty much it, yeah. Green Lantern Corps 49. Tony Bedard, Adrian Seaf,
It's all about the Alpha
and
Lantern.
Vicente Cifuentes. Which has got to be some kind of half alliterative Spanish thing.
I can't speak on that.
At any rate, the Alpha Lanterns are revolting.
They certainly are.
Well, you were close. What I really wanted you to hear was, you said it, they stink on ice. So I really have to prompt you that badly.
I'll work on that.
Wow, so they're recruiting and they're going to take over. They've had it with the Guardians. They think that they're smarter than the Guardians. Everybody thinks they're smart. Have you noticed every time the Guardians make somebody elite, something gets fucked up?
Manhunter. Yep.
So, I like where they're going. I like the execution of it. Poor, who was that other artist that I wasn't so hot on, but then he got better and better on Green Lantern Corps?
I don't remember.
Tony somebody? No. Well, anyway, the last guy. The one who wouldn't draw lips on men.
Anyway.
I like Seaf. He's good.
You know why this book is suffering for me? Is that up until Sinestro Corps, I had not read any Green Lantern.
Yeah.
So, I don't know any of these personalities that are being changed. They're like, you're not your old self. Really?
Well,
I thought they were always like that.
I don't know either because I wasn't reading it through the Winnick days.
Yep.
The only Kyle Rayner stuff I got was stuff you gave me, and that's the only reason I caught up with that. I never bought those, which I'm grateful to say I didn't see the Women in Refrigerators episode.
That's in there.
I know. I haven't gotten to it yet. One day, with great trepidation. J.T. Krull and Diogenes Nevis.
You got to be talking about Green Arrow.
Another #1. They just can't leave this guy alone, can they? Book after book after book after book after book. He's had, what, 8 books in his life?
I haven't.
Easily?
Funniest. I mean,
when you combine it with the one with Green Lantern?
well, he sort of like co-opted that for a
Yeah.
while. That was all Green Lantern sharing.
But he was in it. He was in that book monthly.
No,
Green Arrow Volume 1, Green Arrow Volume 2. There was at least a 3. Green Arrow and Green Lantern. There was the last Green Arrow. There was, which was not the same as, what's his fuck? Longbow Hunters.
there you go, Mike Grell.
Mike Grell's Green Arrow, right after the Longbow Hunters. So we're talking like this guy has had 6 fucking books. They have all been either killed or failed miserably.
No, I mean, I think you're exaggerating the number. He was in Green Lantern for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, let's go from Green Lantern, Green Arrow, because I don't remember if he had his own book. He was in All-Star Comics and stuff like that for a while. I don't know if there was actually a Green Arrow book back in the old, speedy, non-goatee days. He was a staple in the JLA.
Yeah.
Then he got revamped with the Longbow Hunters, and then came the Mike Grell book, which went
100 plus.
Well, almost 200.
Yeah. Then there was one almost immediately after that by a whole different team.
Don't remember that.
Yep.
Because
zombies.
then you had the Kevin Smith revamp,
Yeah.
which went into the Judd Winnick,
Uh-huh.
and then that was ended to go into
Black Canary, Green Arrow.
right,
And now Green Arrow.
So that's
So
4,
fine, it's 4.
including
I think there's a 5th one in
including
there,
your
but-
revamp that I don't recall. And
There was one between the Winnick and the Grell. I know it.
the Winnick run, the Kevin Smith into Winnick run, that went
Yeah.
quite a while. That was a healthy, successful book. The revamp didn't do very well, but
Why do they?
and the Grell run was extremely long. So
Yeah.
most of his books have been successful. So actually, I disagree with almost every point you've made thus far.
Yeah, well, sometimes I just say shit to have you speak.
Fair enough.
But can they leave him alone?
I was really
Quit
enjoying
fucking with this guy.
Black Canary.
He's becoming
Green
the Henry Pym of DC.
Okay, nothing like that.
Speedy's drug use.
Not his fault.
Black Canary leaving him.
It's more like Daredevil.
Mia
every time
having
something
AIDS.
every time
Mia
something
dying.
happy happens.
Or the other one dying.
No, there's totally Hank Pym just goes around sleeping with weird women and beating them. And being the scientist supreme. Green Arrow.
Arsenal lost his arm.
Yeah,
Every time Green
I
Arrow
think-
turns around, something horrifying is happening.
it's
Someone that he
Daredevil.
knows, and that's better. That's better. He's the Daredevil of DC.
And who doesn't like Daredevil?
Very few people don't like Daredevil.
Well, there you go.
Because they like to see somebody else getting beat the shit out of besides themselves.
So we've got pure, unadulterated misery.
Uh-huh.
What do you think of the book?
It's a decent enough start. I wasn't blown away.
Well, you were planning on hating it, so the fact that you're giving it a decent enough start, you were. We talked about it. You're like, I was enjoying the last book. They killed it to make this lump of crap, where he's hanging out in a giant magical forest.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. No, because the Green Arrow, Black Canary stuff was a lot of fun. It was solid adventure. It was well written. Witty
was a
enough
light book.
dialogue.
It was
It
you've
was
been looking for light books. So.
Good adventure. I don't mind adventure. Not everything's got to be, transmet with fucking capes. It doesn't always have to be deep and heavy, horrifying stuff happening.
Well, it does now.
Which doesn't make sense. Brightest fucking day.
It didn't say that. Well, you get one bright day. It didn't say it was going to be a brightest world. They had a shiny day where people came back from the dead.
Well, then how come Blackest Night lasted 9 years?
Well, because how many of your happy moments are really long, and how many of your shitty moments are really short?
So it's a time dilation thing.
There you go. I can't believe it took an Einstein to figure out time was relative. To quote Foxtrot.
We'll see we'll see what the arc ending has to say. Irredeemable. Little betrayal there.
The death of a
Worrisome.
can't say major character, but
No, not a major one, but he was somewhat important.
well,
You
they
know?
made him out to be someone important. He'd actually done nothing.
Yeah, most of them do nothing. Beta Noir is the only one that's really done anything.
Gilgamesh has had his wings ripped off and gotten beat to shit like 17 times.
Well, it doesn't mean he's done anything. It means something was done to him.
And they did take out they actually took out 2 characters in this.
It was Scylla.
Nope,
Who
so
was that great big ugly bastard?
they had the demon hunter thing.
Yes.
And Volt have both gone off to their inevitable
Eaten it.
rewards. 2 different ways of saying the same thing.
They did. I don't know. I want them to wrap it up. I don't know how much longer they can go with this. I think we got to hit a climax around 24. I'll wait 9 more issues, but I'm pretty sure that's all I'll wait.
So you're starting to
If
lose.
they could call it a solid 2 years and end the arc and finish up the whole thing.
So what happened? You were loving this book only a couple issues ago.
Well, I mean, the storytelling is solid. All right, the art is usable. It doesn't drive me nuts, but it seems a bit scratchy at points.
Right.
But every time I read it, I do, like I say, wow, okay, very good, very good. It moved along a little bit, but each one is only moving on a little bit. I mean, we've known about this wax that can take away Tony's powers for 7 fucking issues now.
The magic candle.
Which, how much of a fucking ex machina is that?
What the? Come on,
A
dude.
random, unexplained magic object. I mean, it's like, get Adam Sandler in here so he can rewind people's lives, why don't you?
Hey, it's his kryptonite. Only it's wax.
It's mystical wax. Where'd it come from? They haven't explained that yet.
Waxy buildup.
Stop that. This is not a pledge commercial.
It could be.
It's not. Don't do things like that. But they're moving along in such baby steps that it's starting to feel muddied and muddled.
I think
It's starting to feel plotting.
I think it has to move slowly because otherwise nothing happens. You know, and what I mean by that is it's one story. You know, it's not like once they defeat the Plutonian or the Plutonian defeats them, this book is going anywhere else.
Yeah, that's my point. So to draw it out, I mean, Wade of all people might be able to draw it out long enough to make it compelling enough to finally finish it, and you're like,
Well,
God, that was a fucking awesome
Look at
finish.
Waking Dead. Well, Walking Dead. Sorry. I was thinking Waking Life and Walking Dead and combine them into the worst possible.
There's 76 fucking issues now.
Yeah, and it's one story. It's dealing with a world. It's exactly the same concept as this in a sense.
A whole lot more has happened.
Actually, and a whole lot less. I mean, you know,
Well,
they've
they're
walked
never
and been eaten.
They're never going to find a cure for the zombie plague. So that's not a denouement you can have.
Why not?
Dubious. Nobody... Who has yet, in popular entertainment, found a zombie cure?
All the more reason to have one.
Kirkman might go that way. He could. He might get that into his head to try that. I Am Legend?
Never saw it.
Did they really? Did they cure it? That wasn't implied in the movie. It was just that said they were safe.
No, he had to be cured. The whole reason she had to escape. In the book? No.
You're shooting metal. You're not actually hitting the guy.
Bothers you, doesn't it?
Shoot the guy!
All right,
Smack him through the door.
shut up. Back to the book.
That's just dumb. You're being dumb.
Stop being a backseat zombie killer. It's highly annoying.
See? Now, there you go. Now you can kill him.
Anyway,
So, just a little more forward movement. Does he know they have the wax yet? No. He can't know.
dude,
The second he knows, he goes ape shit.
they introduced the fact that Modius is hiding in Samsara and killed the hero and killed the demon Uber hunter that was there to beat the Plutonian, and the book didn't move enough for you.
No.
You're a pain in the ass. I'm not saying the book is flawless, but come on, you know, there's not enough is happening. What the fuck else do you need?
Well, there's plenty happening.
Locust?
There's plenty happening. It's not moving forward. There's a whole lot of plot elements occurring, but none of it is getting us any closer to the end. And if this thing gets up to 36 and they still haven't told Tony, you know, we do have something that will end up killing you eventually, and Benoit is the only one left and she's in a fucking walker or on a lark.
All right, well, if they introduce a walker, I would totally drop the book. Walkers make for bad comic books. I wholeheartedly agree with that.
And now one I'm truly despising.
What's that?
The Return of Bruce Wayne.
Come on, you've got the Blackbeard.
No, I don't have Blackbeard.
You've got
I got somebody that Grant Morrison decided he kind of wanted to be Blackbeard, but changed his fucking name.
And you've got a little kid who's actually a pirate captain who's actually not a pirate captain, but an anti-pirate fighter.
Yeah, what? Only freaking Morrison.
You've got time-traveling Batman.
Time travel. Batman does not. Alright, look, I said mystic, okay? The occasional mystic monster, I'm fine with him having the fight. Super duper cosmic shit is not Batman's bag.
Didn't he fight Darkseid, which is how all this came about?
Yeah, and he didn't belong there either. Another Morrison book.
Wow.
And they still haven't explained the paradox that he's ended up creating somehow, where if he gets home, the world's destroyed.
It's very Gilbert and Sullivan.
What?
The paradox, a most ingenious paradox. Ha 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 ha. Don't you know you're in musical theater?
Not that much.
The operetta?
The opera buffa?
No, it's an operetta.
Comedic opera. Anyway.
Take your Italian and go. Gilbert and Sullivan or English.
But no, that's killing me, man. Why does he have to travel through different periods? And how does he get there? And why can't they catch up? And why is it so horrifying? I want to know.
I can't wait. I'm waiting for like the 1930s Dust Bowl Batman as he combats migrant workers.
And tries to remember who he is and why he's all about this.
I mean, there's so many more.
Buster Batman.
Strike Buster Batman.
I would totally buy Strike Buster Batman. That would be a book for the ages.
Union busting, profit lusting, little pintos all combusting.
See, more operetta.
No, I mean, really, where are the positive things about Return of Bruce Wayne?
Art's been good.
Art is acceptable.
They have definitely made it so you are intrigued by the paradox aspect of it. Like, you definitely, like, what you don't understand it and it's annoying, but you want to find out.
Irritatedly curious is not the same as intrigued.
Actually, it kind of is. The art's been excellent. They've developed the little characters at least somewhat. Like, I thought the pirate kid was really a fucking corny invention. And the use of Israel Hands, the sidekick from Long John Silver, as the assistant pirate was a little bit ridiculous.
The assistant pirate. Hey, why don't you just call him the Dread Pirate Roberts next? How about that?
There was a lot of the Dread Pirate Roberts in this book. I wholeheartedly agree with that.
Now, Joel, if I were you, I would run down
Next
that
book!
alley. Steve Rogers, super soldier, heading out on his own to fight crime in the real America. Didn't we already talk about this from like the 70s?
Yeah, but he's not a comic book artist this time.
Oh, excuse me.
That's what, he was finding America. This time he's, beating it up.
Experiencing America. He found it. He set it to the side to go have some adventures. Now he's going to experience it.
Well, he's an adventurer loving so-and-so.
He is. He loves adventure. And I don't mind.
I enjoyed the book.
Yeah, no, I'm saying I was just screwing around. I like it. I'd like to see him do some espionage stuff. Some brown ops, because he would never do black. Because black implies killing. Which is another thing that irritates me about Cap. He was just fine with blowing away as many Nazis as humanly possible all through the 40s.
Different time. Hey, a man changes when he's been on ice for 40 years.
How?
Well, first off, he's really cold.
Besides that.
Well, you have a lot of time to think.
No, you don't. Suspended animation pretty much stops the thought process.
We don't know that.
In literature, we do.
Name one time that they've discussed that.
There's been plenty of them.
Where they've actually said, I never thought once. His subconscious was working the whole time. Mostly going burr.
Oh, now it's subconscious.
Well, hey.
Burger.
Yeah, well, he said burr a lot. I would. It's frozen in ice.
And that's why you're the strangest cat on the planet.
I am not neither.
You sure are.
Hey, but you know what? It was a decent start. It's an intriguing move. I'm curious to see where it's going to go from here.
Yeah, I'm ready for it. Brubaker hasn't disappointed me yet. At all. Especially when it comes to Cap. Avengers. Not new. Not secret. Plain old ordinary Avengers.
Which team is this? Who's on this one?
This is the Thor, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Spider-Woman, Bucky Cap, Hawkeye, and some blonde kid. Who the fuck's the blonde kid? Is that Steve?
Let me see. Yes.
And Steve Rogers. Facing off against crazed old Simon freaking Williams. Wonder Whacker. Wonder Man.
Wonder Whacker.
I had nothing. I've hated Simon Williams forever.
Yes, you have.
Because he's lame. He's always just trying to have fun and be an actor dude. And
He's not always trying to do that. I mean, think about all those. He won the Kree Skrull War.
he did not win the Kree Skrull War.
He beat up the Supreme Kree, the Overmind, or whatever the hell his name was. He killed it to end the war. He had his own book in
The Supreme
Hollywood.
Intelligence. That's what you were looking for, right?
He had his own book in Hollywood.
Yeah. And see how that flopped.
With Splice, the assassin.
Okay, see, you're not helping the case here.
He dated Tigra. El Tigre.
Yeah. Again, who hasn't? We're going to have to dedicate a whole fucking episode to who hasn't banged Tigra.
Brother Voodoo.
Are you sure?
God, I
Because
hope not.
we didn't know about Snowbird.
I know. I'm still happy about that.
We didn't know about North Star.
Well,
And Simon was in Hollywood.
you did theorize about that.
I never thought about it. So I don't know what you're talking about. But I think this book is going in a great direction, aside from having Kang involved. I don't mind Kang at all. But I don't know.
Why
what's
don't
your
you
problem.
mind Kang?
Because he's just a conqueror.
He's
man.
horrible.
He's all about, I want to be in charge. Let me be in charge. I'm going to take over the world. He's just a straight up, he's a villain because he's a villain because he wants what he wants.
And he wants to control time.
He doesn't need an origin.
He has an origin.
Yeah, but he doesn't need one. He's not constantly he's not constantly referring to it.
He's always feuding with Immortus.
Immortus is him.
Exactly, and yet
It's
they're
like
still feuding.
It's like the Council of Kangs. They're all copies of him throughout time, which is, something that everybody thought was innovative when they did the Council of Reeds in Fantastic Four a couple of months ago, but they forgot all about the Council of Kangs.
You know why? Because Kang is forgettable.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
You ain't forgotten him?
I've tried.
No, you haven't.
I have totally tried to forget Kang.
You've not bothered thinking actively about him, but you have not tried to forget him.
You know what? Other than the fact that he's the astronaut's favorite drink, I really don't see a point to Kang.
That's Tang.
I always get them confused.
How? Doofus. Now, Thor, I think they're doing okay with. Spider-Woman, Spider-Man, they're doing okay with. Bucky Cap, just fine.
Do you just like saying Bucky Cap?
I love saying Bucky Cap. Would you rather I say James Buchanan Barnes?
I like Cap Jr. personally.
Cap Jr. Right.
Or Little
Anyway.
Cap.
Little Cap? Lil Cap? L-I-apostrophe-L? Lil Cap?
Exactly.
You got a scope on that thing.
Ahem.
Anyway.
They're like 10 feet away. You need to swim 10 feet.
Yeah, but it's more fun. You get that close-up.
You're the one who's always telling me not to delay. It's faster without this.
Well, why are you using it at all? I mean, you
I
just
ran out
use...
of ammo and this you burned through ammo.
Right. I'm still kind of wondering about Tony.
What do you mean?
He jumped from armor, stuff he put on. Essentially chainmail, which became rigid. Cabo, rigid. It became rigid by applying a magnetic field to it.
Right.
Okay. Then he went to the hard shell, right? And then he went to extremis, which bonded with his body and fucked his world up.
Right.
He went back to the hard shell. He lost his mind, and now he's back again into nanite armor, which grows out of his skin.
That's just horrible sounding.
That's what I'm saying. Where does he put it? Why? How come he doesn't shrink when it comes out of him and wraps around him? Shouldn't he lose mass at that point? How does he control it if his mind has all been blanked out and he's still trying to get things back together?
Well, he's back to his original mind. He's just missing a couple key days.
A couple key days.
He downloaded his brain. Haven't you ever done that?
Well, no, but I'm still waiting for my neural jack.
Yeah.
At any rate,
so you think you're going to do another Tony freak out again?
No. It's just
a psycho Tony freak out.
He's always been it's a suit. Give him a suit. It doesn't have to be so cool that it grows out of his own fucking skin.
I'm not really sure that's cool, other than as opposed to say gross.
Well, I think the Hammers, Justine and what's her face, Laurel,
Zelda,
whatever her name is, are going to find some way to exploit it and fuck his world up with that. They're going to hack into it, and he's going to be like, bleh! He's going to look like the guy in Robo.
He's going to be like, what? Are you sure?
He's going to look like the guy in Robo.
He's going to have a seizure.
Yes.
With a mouthful of Egg McMuffin.
He probably will. No, he's going to look like the guy in RoboCop after the toxic waste when they're done with him.
That guy was in Fame.
Was it? How do you know that?
Somebody told me.
Right. Anyway. Iron Man, he still wants to be in charge. He's still having a hard time sharing leadership authority. But I guess you need that for dramatic tension every once in a while.
You gotta have the tension.
So, yeah. Amazing Spider-Man Annual. Number 37.
Cat meets Spidey.
Cat meets Spidey. Not a bad issue.
Yeah, this was the old school annual.
Yeah.
Just a minor little story that doesn't have huge bearing on anything, but a little bit bigger than normal, so they throw it in an annual.
Right. And you can enjoy it, and it's a good story. And
I always like how Cap's like, "You're awesome," and Spidey's like, "But I suck." And Cap's like, "Well, I'm done with this conversation." It's very, every time they do, the two of them, it's like, Cap's like, "You work really hard at being awesome," and Spider-Man just takes a compliment poorly.
Cap must have gotten tired of that. It's like, look, I'm trying to fucking hook you up here. I think you're an okay guy. Let's move forward. And all you want to do is bitch.
All you want to do is bitch.
Even Cap's got to get irritated by things like that.
That's not true. I mean, the guy hangs out with Black Falcon, all right? He's used to pain in the asses.
What's wrong with Falcon?
Oh, come on.
I don't remember him bitching all that much. What was he talking about? The man and shit?
Well, that, plus you got the whole bird smell issue.
Bird smell. Right, so Invincible Iron Man 26.
Well, we're not done here.
And 27. What do you want to talk about with the annual?
I'm just saying, birds stink. They're in a small van a lot of the time, driving around with a big bird in there.
You're killing me.
I know.
You're absolutely fucking killing me.
Bird stink is a serious problem.
Well, maybe in your universe, but I don't have any birds to know this stink.
Here's one.
Here's
right.
a pair of lovebirds.
What? Next.
Invincible Iron Man 26 and 27. What happened in here, man?
You know what? Take a look.
Stark resilient. He's trying to recruit people. He's trying to get people to start up the new company. Engineers who want to change the fucking world.
They really need to stop with the whole Stark changing the world, because it never works out that way.
Yeah, he always ends up just building more suits of armor and weapons again, and then it cycles through, and somebody takes his company away again. You'd think he'd privately own it, so that nobody could buy him out and fuck him over. You think maybe he's got to keep doing IPOs and getting bought out, and people like Justin Hammer come around and Obadiah Stane come around.
Stark for the people.
Stark for the people.
By the people.
Stark by the people. Is that like a fucking new REM album, or what is that?
I'm really not overly familiar with their Oeuvre.
I have no
Oprah?
idea.
Uma, Oprah.
Uma Thurman? Ba-ba! Anyway, so, no, stop, Tony. Cut it out. Okay, just go have adventures. Buy a company or two. You don't need to change the universe. Although he does have a good point.
Which is...
All the heroes have these amazing toys and things that can change the universe, and the average Joe still gets cancer.
Okay. Let's say for a moment that they decide to work on cancer.
Yeah.
You think they're going to fix it in a comic book?
In a comic book, they could get away with fixing it.
No, they couldn't.
Sure they could.
No, because then you have a world without cancer, which just takes any level. In a superhero book, you still have to have a basis of reality.
Yeah. Well, you can still deal with poverty.
You know what? If you can cure cancer, you can get people fucking jobs. All right. Like, I like that books have started to take a little more leeway. Like, one of the greatest things in the recent past is having President Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
That was just a creative idea that they did really well. But you know what? Tony Stark, not everybody's going to have an internal power generator in their chest when he's done with his super company.
Well, that's what he wants.
Exactly.
That's his whole point.
And
So
since it's
why
not going to
wouldn't they?
happen, there's a flaw in the book from the very beginning. Because you
All right,
know...
so don't cure cancer, but put big oil out of business. How's that? Cheap power generated
I want to see
easily?
little oil go out of business. I mean, everybody always aims for big oil.
Are there little oils?
Well, I mean, they're little oils.
When a big oil mommy and a big oil daddy
Exactly.
get together and love each other very much,
They don't have to love each other.
ooh, ouch.
It's a 70s show reference.
You watched that a lot more than I did. You want to get that? Because I'm going to need it eventually.
All right. But, you know what? Still enjoying Iron Man. Just the whole rebuilding the company. Let's find the best people.
This is not the first thing. This is not the first time we've had him rebuild his company.
But, you know
And
what?
it's not
Most of
even the
those
most
were in
innovative way
decent
he's done
runs, to be fair.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What else we got?
Rescue. You even want to talk about it?
Hell no.
No, I don't want to. I don't care about Rescue.
Gee, Ghost
She
Happy,
wants to be a
I
hero.
feel better, but even though you're dead, because I
Ghost
saved
Happy.
people.
Yeah, of all the ways you could have had Happy Hogan hanging around, she couldn't have just had flashbacks. She had to have a pseudo hallucination of a happy Ghost
I like to think
Happy.
of it as an Indian dream sequence.
What,
like
in
a Jim
fucking
Morrison
sweat
Doors
lodge.
Well, those armor are very warm.
Okay, enough Rescue. I'm going to see if my niece will take that one from me. She's all about free comics. She ain't got a job.
Well, that's generally a way to
So-
want free things.
Then we finish up, finally, the worship arc in Superman Batman 72. No, it's not. We had
Nope.
it backwards. We've already done... Okay, we'll skip over Superman Batman and go to the annual. Superman Batman annual with the return of Batman Beyond. And a very old Superman.
Some time travel, a dead Lois, everything you want in a time-traveling Superman story. A scientist jumping around, meeting himself.
I'm really not interested in any Batman besides Bruce Wayne.
Gotta be honest, the highlight of this for me, the original Mad Hatter with the handlebar mustache. I'm like, yeah,
I'm sure
dog.
you dug the hell out of that.
Miss that dude, you know, not some weird, creepy 3-foot tall dude with an 8-foot hat quoting Alice in Wonderland.
Were the Supermen 2, 3, and 4? They finally end the whole new Krypton arc, the whole Zod routine.
Couldn't wait for that to end.
Yeah, didn't care.
Now, they've taken out about 4 bajillion Kryptonians. in a matter of-
100,000.
Whatever. They took out the whole planet, too.
Yep.
Now, how many of them are floating around? And then they put the rest in the Phantom Zone, and we lose Clark's brother.
Yeah. When did Clark get a brother? I don't remember that.
And he's trapped somewhere in the Phantom Zone with Valor or Quasar or
Mon-El.
yeah, some giant flying dude that I don't give a flying patoot about.
What's a mite? Daxamite.
Batmite.
Daxamite.
Any way you look at it, just really happy that this storyline is over.
I got it because it was supposed to be big and important, and I'm like, it's weekly, we can get it over with fast, and I didn't care. Because these consequences aren't going to be consequences. All it did nothing.
It got rid of 4,000 Kryptonians, which they had to do.
No, they totally did not. They could have sent him to the source wall. They could have sent him to the end of the universe. They could have sent him back in time, forward in time. They could have done anything except put another planet in the solar system and then blow it up.
That's not a planet. It's a Death Star.
Which was retitled the Justice Star in Star Wars Infinities.
Well, of course it was.
Hack Slash, My First Maniac. Did you dig it?
It was interesting. It was.
This
I
is-
had not yet read anything by Hack Slash,
This is a sickening version of Dexter.
which is funny because Dexter itself is pretty sickening.
No, it's not that sickening. I mean, yeah, there's a bit of blood here and there, and some of the concepts here and there of just how incredibly cold and lifeless he is at points is frightening.
Dexter?
Yeah,
How much have you watched?
all of it.
You watched all 4 seasons?
Yeah,
Ah, you crazy cat, you.
it's good shit. But I mean, there's no really outright. There's a lot of blood. There's no real outright gore in Dexter,
No.
and this has the gore.
Well, this is a comic book.
And
They have a little more leeway.
then Showtime.
Hey, in terms of gore in this day and age, if you're going to have a successful TV show, you have to cater to multiple audiences.
Although
Hack Slash caters to one very specific audience.
Yeah, the fanboy audience who wants to see girls in short skirts kill people,
There you go.
which is a frightening audience to say the least. And I'm kind of worried that I actually purchased it.
And
But I've heard
enjoy
so
it.
many good things about it,
See?
and I dig it.
So, apparently you are that audience.
I'm not the
Who-
audience that sought it out.
Uh-huh. Okay.
I'm the audience that ended up thinking when it was good, but I didn't go looking for. I think I'll go find me a brand new girl in skirt disembowels people book. And somehow
you were a big Lady Death fan.
I was not. Stop saying that. Quit telling people that. What's wrong with you?
Who knows?
God in heaven, you keep saying shit like that.
God.
No. Fucking Christ.
God fucking Christ.
All right, are you done? Because I'm done. What else is there to do?
Well, we could talk about things. That's kind of our...
Iron Man Annual,
The Mandarin.
Secret Adventures, Secret Avengers, Thor 611, Cap 607.
Are we talking about these or just reading off the titles?
I'm reading off the titles. Is Flash doing anything for you yet?
I want to see where they're going with Boomerang.
Of course you do.
I take it you were not enjoying it?
No, this is my last Gotham City Sirens issue
Ever?
ever. Taking it off my pull lists.
Wow, you're dropping a Gotham book.
It's got to go.
The only other Gotham book you've ever dropped, to my knowledge, was GCPD.
Yeah, I killed that one. And I tried Streets of Gotham recently, just last summer, and I had to drop that
I
too.
never read that, so...
Yeah, because I didn't like it, so I never brought it by. Green Lantern with Lobo. Were you pleased to see Lobo back?
I'm never all that pleased to
I
see
wasn't.
Lobo.
I was like, you know what? I went through my phase of Lobo, and I was like, I'm done with you. Bye-bye. Feetles Giz, fuck off.
And yet you remember his insults.
How do you forget Feetles Giz?
I actually had till you said it.
That's why you suck. Zombies versus cheerleaders?
That was appalling.
Could that have gotten much worse?
Could have been longer.
Yeah, there is that. You know, the cover promised me so much.
No, it didn't.
Yes, it did.
No, it definitely did not.
No, that was a decent cover. Most of the art is very clean and easy to figure out. It's, not overly rendered, but the short nature of the vignettes there was irritating me.
That book sucked like a mariachi version of Stairway to Heaven.
Whoa, that might actually be interesting.
That shit, I actually regret that.
What do you think, Joel? Would you listen to a mariachi Stairway to Heaven?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so would I. Damn.
See, we're all agreed. Mariachi Stairway to Heaven is the way to go. Wonder Woman 600?
Well, I haven't enjoyed any of the previous ones, so shockingly enough.
Yeah. Wonder Woman's coming off of mine, too, if Straczynski can't pull it out real fucking fast.
So you're having a little lover's quarrel with Straczynski.
Well, he does stupid shit. When you read 701, you'll know what I'm talking about. When you get to 701 and you see the things I saw.
Tell him Tech Jedi sent you.
Oh, J. What are you doing to me, man?
I thought he was only one J.
Comma, not dot.
Wow, you sound so much like Boy George right now.
What? Oh, stop. Fuck off. One day, I'm going to punch you right in the neck. See, there's half-naked cheerleaders. That was promising me a lot on the cover. And then nothing happens. It's a little revenge and a little...
That book is troll too bad.
No, surely not. I think it was a little short. I mean...
Oh, so you...
Stop it.
You would prefer that to be longer.
That's what she said.
The individual stories. Maybe they could have got a little more depth out of the stories, a little more humor. Something like that. Give me my books. We're calling it a night.
Alright.
Kids, I just wanted to note to you that... Oh, did you receive my forward? I gave you a forward.
What?
We have a new
Like a
buddy.
book?
We have a new pal.
What the hell are you talking about?
Robert from Texas. Let us know how much he loves us.
When did we get this forward? Where is
Last week, I sent it to you.
it? Where?
It's your email.
Which one?
Both. Check them. Look, man, the guy's listening right now saying, why the fuck do I get a mention and the guy don't even know me?
Hey, because if anybody's been listening, they know I don't check my email. All right, Robert,
check the email,
this is
kids.
character development.
I check the email, kids.
I live up to the hype, sir. I don't claim to not read emails and then read them. Hell no, I don't.
Listen to me. Email me. I'll put you on the air. Robert, we appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Did he have any requests? Port
No.
El Tigre?
No.
Duck sauce?
No. Soy sauce? No. Hot mustard? No. Nothing. But he did close it. I loved the out he gave us. It was a good one. He was like, yeah, I appreciate it. I laugh. Have a good day. Bless you fuckers. Robert from Texas.
I've got a tagline, bitches!
Rob, we appreciate it, man. Keep listening. Tell your buds.
Yeah, 'cause we're like the Sopranos. One mention and everyone's excited. We're easily passed on. We're not a niche market at all.
I'm not real sure anybody's tried. We don't know. We could be like right on the cusp of double rainbow. I'll explain that later. Kids,
That sounds filthy and wrong, and stay the hell away from me, sir.
kids, have a good night.
Take your Boy George loving ass and go.
We'll check you later.
Bless you, fuckers.
Peace.
The Mean Geek is recorded live at the Reverend Mad Duck's apartment whenever the hell we can get to it. You can find us on iTunes, Podcast Alley, Facebook, Comic Space, our own site, www.themeangeek.com. Subscribe to us through RSS, and most importantly, find us as a proud member on the Comics Podcast Network. Contact us directly through email at themeanergeek@gmail.com.